Hickok 45 here with a 45 in my hand. These are really, really nice, but you know, they eventually run out of ammo. Unlike one of these. Is that gorgeous or what? This is part of my cowboy rig. My Idaho Knife Works San Francisco Bowie. Thought I'd give you a look at it today. Come on over here and admire this thing of beauty, actually. Told you I would do some knife. Oops, excuse me, that's fell down here in the snow and ice that's still remaining. Thought I would give you a look at some of my favorite knives as we truck along in video endeavors. I'm bad about not doing that, been meaning to for a year. This is a knife that I bought exactly 10 years ago, 2001, and they actually started on it about this time. I put in the order, and I've gotten the note back from them here. I've got on the table. It's been so long since I've had any communications with them. I wanted to make sure I got the name right, but it's Idaho Knife Works. I'm assuming they're still in business, and they're in Spirit Lake, Idaho, wherever that is exactly. I do recall my communications with them. They're almost off the grid, as I recall. I think they had internet they checked, or email they checked once in a while, and I know they have a website and everything. So, but anyway, great people. They're I think they're cowboy action shooters. Let me see, what is it here? I had their Padre and Coyote Woman, the Mountain Mans, Mike and Debbie Mann. That's right. So really nice people. I had seen this knife, the San Francisco Bowie, on their website or in a magazine article somewhere, an ad, and I thought, oh, that is cool, but it was kind of small, and I contacted them and asked if he could beef that up, if he could make one for me kind of on steroids. So this is, unless he's changed, I mean, he may be making one as a standard offering in this size now, but I gave him the specs and just told him I would love to have one of those, and with a longer blade and longer handle. And I told him what a large hand I have, and I'll let it back down there. I have a large hand, as you know, and I'd like a lot of nice stag on that with a good fit, and he did a wonderful job on it. The thing about it was the blade appealed to me. You see how part of it's finished and polished, and some of it's left rustic. So that was pretty appealing. I like that. Still like that. And it's not a knife I've used extensively. I will say I use most of my knives, and I have a weakness for knives, as a lot of gun people do. This one I used to hack around the farm for a while, first year or two, and but the primary purpose for this knife was for cowboy action shooting. It kind of completed my outfit. That's why I put my gun belt on today. I would wear, of course I wore it with two guns, but I would wear it kind of in the back or the side behind one of the guns, because in cowboy action shooting you wear two pistols, two revolvers, and this was part of my outfit. You know, a lot of people have a good looking knife to complete their outfit, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to get it. And that's their little emblem there they put of the mountains on all their knife blades, I think. So this is part of my cowboy action gear, really, when you get right down to it. And like I said, I've had it for 10 years, and I just really like this knife. I'm always a little wary of that kind of raw, unfinished, unpolished metal of it rusting, but you know, it never has. That's one reason I brought my oil out, just to another area I don't do enough of course, which I want to get better about that maybe this spring and summer, and just caring for things. And I'm not even going to do it on that, because I never scrimp on the oil. This is the kind of thing I do to a knife, almost any knife I have, particularly one with a blade like this. I just soak it in oil, have it out, and then before I put it away. And I don't worry if it's got a little extra oil on it, doesn't matter. I like to have some down in the sheath anyway. Make sure the sheath is kind of damp, because it's not always good to have metal like that left in leather, because it's I don't know, moisture and different things come out of the leathers, I understand, and so I know it's not good to leave a gun, a handgun, in a holster, a leather holster, for months at a time, and just stick it back in the safe. But I normally don't have any trouble with knives doing that, but I do keep them oiled, and I just generously spray them, and I do the same thing with a lot of my firearms. Don't hold back on that at all. But this is a great hacker. It's got enough weight and enough heft to it. You can tell by the thickness of the blade, and it is good for cutting limbs, just like I do with other Bowie knives and various implements around the place here. It's almost too pretty to use for that. It's almost too pretty. It's just a beautiful knife, and I even like the sheath. Good looking rig. One of the things that I like to do with a knife like this is, in addition to keeping it in good shape and clean, is to actually put it to practical use. And one thing I thought I'd show you is that it does cut. It's not just a pretty face, although it definitely is a pretty face. So when you got a knife like this, you keep a good edge on it, for camping, whatever. It'll serve you well if you need to sharpen a steak or just whatever. Does the job just fine. Nice point on this one. Generally speaking, I don't need a great point on a knife. I don't recall in any cowboy action shooting match ever having to attack with it or to use it in self-defense, to tell you the truth. It's mainly for cosmetics and I don't know, take you back to the days of yesteryear, when there might have been unsavory fellows at the poker table in San Francisco with toad stickers like this in their belts. So pretty neat old knife. I really enjoy this. Again, I confess, more just in pride of ownership, and then the fact that it was hand forged. That's the real value in the knife. And I'm assuming they're still in business, but just a beautiful knife. And I'm glad that you could come out today, take a look at it with me. So I'll leave you with just a good look at the thing. And if you ever had there's lots of companies that make really good knives. And if they're not still in business, I think if you're a gun person, a knife person, everybody should get at least one well-made, handmade, hand-forged big knife, whether it's a Bowie or some other style. They're just really nice. They're really classic and practical. And even if it's not practical where you live, in your condo or whatever, you'd enjoy owning it, I guarantee you. Anyway, just thought you might like to see that knife. It's one of my favorites, and that's Hickok 45. Signing off. Life is good.